annoying. Let's see thingy. Oh, why did it stop streaming? That was what I wanted to avoid. I was like, oh yeah, we got the whole... We'll have one solid stream going. Streamed 13 minutes ago. Yeah, that's sad. Whatever, we're currently live again. Do I need to change the names of them? Can I change it live? Well, there's no manage stream button, so I doubt it. Can I edit video as I'm doing it? Gamedev stream 2? Maybe I switch devlogs and tutorials into a new one. It's nice to have it in its own playlist, but also I don't care that much. Okay, back to it. That's a damn fine thumbnail, if I do say so myself, the one I've created, where it's like mid-swing. Power attack. Da, da, da. Oh. Okay, but I fixed the aiming thing. Before it was like aiming as I did it. Looks pretty good, I think. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it looks good, but it works relatively well. Got like multiple attacks. And once you get some effects going, should be good. What was I doing? So let me test on my next client. Yeah, it's just open, speak of the devil. I'll drag it over to the right monitor. Play. Let me press Control R just in case. Hopefully, because sometimes the only downside about the parallel sync is that sometimes scriptable objects don't update. Everything else seems to update very well, but just like if I update something on a scriptable object, then that alone can be a bit weird to update. So let's join relay. If I go into the console here, copy this code over. Ooh, I double clicked by accident. Where were we? There we go. If I press join relay, am I me? Oh, Jesus, that was a lot of. Oh God. Why is it riddled with issues? Key not found. Spin. Spin was not present in the dictionary. What line am I on? The given key spin was not present in the dictionary at 227. 227. See, I should really change this. The difference in color here is so negligible. It looks a bit better on that screen than the stream, but here I can barely see the difference between these two colors. Animation hashes. Target spin was not found on the dictionary. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm not starting it, am I? I'm not initializing the dictionary. 184. What's calling it? Late update is calling it thingy. This should just be here. I also don't really know why I'm doing this in late update. If I'm totally honest, this was just already on the character controller. I copied that entire character controller script over. Like, why do I care if it's not just on update? And why have I added stuff? Like the set layer weight wasn't there. Is there method to my madness? Did I just do it because why not? what happens if I do this? Does it change the game? Let's find out. This is another thing I need to fix. If the host leaves, there's no I don't know how to explain it, like what would you say, solution? No, there's no fact. It doesn't do anything. I haven't handled it. There's no handling. That's a bad word to use there. There's no handling. If I had viewers, they could tell me. Let me add the thing again. Hello, world, again. If anyone joins the stream, please say hi or I'll never know. Okay, create relay. Let's see if that works now. Let me copy this over. I guess there was a reason I did it in the late update. Interesting. Very interesting. Why doesn't it? Do I care? I do a little bit. Why does camera rotation need to happen in late update? I should put a to-do here. Did I put one up here? There should be one up here, yeah. I don't know why you need late update, but it's what it is. Okay, so an hour 24 into the stream / recording. That's cool. It shows dropped frames 0%. Maybe I should increase the bit rate. I'm currently uploading at 2.5 megs, which isn't a lot. But again, I don't need to for this kind of work. Play. Ooh. I should definitely start the stream earlier tomorrow. Oh, my foot's been in pieces for like weeks. Let me start the relay on this one. Actually, it's nice to mix it up. Shouldn't make a difference, but there you go. We have someone. LS, hello. Hello to you, LS. How goes it? I'm currently trying to stream my Gamedev stuff while randomly failing because I'm very, very slow. Okay, I'm going to create the relay on this side and then join it over here. Join relay. And we'll see if it crashes horribly this time. God, there's still no keys. Emoting was not found present in the dictionary. I should maybe set up the dictionary beforehand anyway, but there it is. But it seems to work. You can hear the thing on both sides. Why are we hearing this twice? I'm not hearing it twice. Why are we seeing it twice? Emoting was not found in the dictionary. Again, this is something that shouldn't be called reset attack state. Where is reset attack state being called? On state enter. Okay, interesting. How can I fix this? Okay, so I guess these are just called the same on every state. Know the feeling? Or just randomly rambling to yourself. Yeah, I like it. It's helping me stay focused, even if there's been very few viewers. It's quite nice staying on top of things. It keeps me from rambling too much, or keeps me from getting distracted too much, because then I can see a little clock in the corner. It shows me how long I've been distracted on one task. Okay, so if not is owner, just return, And if I put that in both places, it should just do that. Delver controller. Is that not right? Is this not a networked object? Yeah, it is. If not is owner, return. Why is that not working? Oh, I haven't put if. That would explain a lot. 8 years of programming. I'm just simply the best at this. The load times are still a bit slow in terms of compilation. I wonder if I can increase that by adding more assembly definitions. But now I feel it's too late because I've been lazy with how many I've added. Ah, thanks, bro. Yeah, it's going to be like a... If you ever played Dungeon Master beforehand, like it's an old game now, Dungeon Master game. It was kind of like, is it called Dungeon Master? I think it's the newer one, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it was like, you sort of, it was like players versus the main, it's like 3 players versus 1 other who played as the DM. And it was like so much fun. I used to play it with my little brother and one of my friends. And you just like, as I was always the DM, and you just put down little items and stuff, little like turrets or little monsters who'd fight against the players trying to progress. So that's the idea I'm going for, except this time the Dungeon Master is going to be a VR player. Oh no way, I've never played D&D myself. It does look really cool. I never played the game, as I said. Create relay. D&D is well cool. I just don't have the friends who would ever enjoy it. They're not nearly creative enough. I'd love it. I'd love to be a DM as well. That'd be so much fun. Let me join the relay over here. No, join relay. I love Quantum Console. This is such a good... I've never used any... what's it called? Like plugins kind of thing beforehand until this. Alright. Sweet. No more error codes. And it plays the... animations quite nicely. It's not massively laggy. Alright, sweet, getting there. Now to continue with the actual task for the day. I've been streaming for an hour and a half and literally just back to where I started. But back to where I started in a nicer sort of form. Where you from, by the way? I just see LS. I have no access to the actual stream because I don't know how terrible my internet is. I'm afraid of opening the stream. Okay, so weapon system at long last. Where were we? So we go into, we've got scripts, actors, loot, weapon. So how am I thinking about doing this? I'm thinking I have another, oh no way, from France, just across the pond. Is that the same thing as when we say America across the pond? Who knows? It's a smaller pond, but across that pond. I'm sure the weather there must be nice, nicer than here. Although it's not terrible today. I should go outside soon. I'll end the stream at 2 and say I've done some sort of work today, even though it would have been like 2 hours of work total. I'm going to try and start streaming consistently from like 6 till 2, and hopefully that'll keep me more focused. Usually I've just been working like every hour of the day, but getting nothing done because I'm just constantly distracted. How's France treating you? Anything good going on? Any cool events? Oh, how would I want to do this? Weapon object. I guess I can do it on my equipable system. So I already have it set up for, where is it? Unequip, reset visuals, set visuals, there it is. Okay. So I've got it set up with its armor to equip it like that. If it's a weapon, I guess I say for each armor part, or weapon part I should say. Currently there's only equipable parts, and that's in the armor class. But if I go into weapons, I can make a I guess I put like what would be in a slot. I guess slot would just be left and right hand. and then an offset. Does that make sense? Offset rotation and offset. I guess I wouldn't need an offset actually, because the offset would be on the game object itself, which is helpful. I guess I just need a slot. Or I could make all the weapons in the right hand. Oh no way, you're doing VR work as well. You're probably much more knowledgeable than I am. I've literally only set up like just the basic interface of being able to look around, which I was very proud of. I recorded myself getting it working at like 2 AM, and it's just like a video of me looking around in VR at a little capsule moving around, but it's all connected on a different network, so, well, the same network but connected over Unity's relay system, so I was quite proud. This is my first forte into like both VR and any sort of network code. What do you work on as a VR dev? What's your current role? I've never worked in game dev professionally. I've only worked in like boring dev professionally, like apps and stuff. Where was I? Okay, so I guess I could do a mesh for now, or a game object for now. Is that what I want to do? Or maybe a slot as well? I guess slot would do more advanced. I know, 5 years, that's a good amount of time. I love coding and stuff, man. You learn so much and there's always more to learn. Like, I remember at my last role, I considered myself quite experienced. I'd already been doing it for like 6-7 years, and then I went in on the first day. They showed me like a bunch of new stuff. Oh no way, they've got you doing everything. That's fun though. I like having like a lot of control. On my last team I was like just one of the workers, but yeah. Nice, sounds fun. What's the app about? Anything interesting? I feel like there's a lot of work in VR now, but a lot of the apps are like make like art projects or like walking simulators kind of thing, which aren't that interesting. Still cool though. I do want to get more in VR. Hopefully after this, maybe I'll continue another VR project. If you ever play Black and White, that's the game I really want to make. Like a VR Black and White, like a RTS, where you play as the gods of each person. But I'm just thinking like two player like you against another god, just throwing fireballs and stuff at their armies. That would be so cool. But that's like way in the future. We got Nezimo here. Is that Alpen? I see the Armin is in fact doing stuff. I love your profile picture. I aspire to have that much RuneScape gold one day. Why are you checking out my channel, Alban? Is that Alban? I never forget. I never know whose name is who. I know I can click people. Oh my god. I could add you as a mod. Armin is in fact doing stuff. Security in a supermarket for employees. That's cool. How does that require VR dev though? Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, I am currently trying to stream so I'm more productive rather than just randomly rambling. God, there's 200 messages in chat. What have I missed? Am I going to read any of this? Too much goes on in chat quickly. Not this chat. There's like 2 viewers. I mean my group chat. Great, and now my middle mouse button's broken. I'm doomed. How do I skip to the bottom? A lot of very suspect talk about jail and sucking. Okay, we'll ignore that. Security in supermarket for employees. I'm very confused by what that means, but it sounds interesting. I wish you all the luck in doing that. Where was I? Okay, so I've got a game object for weapon object. I think I probably do want to make it a bit more expandable for each slot. How do I want to do this? I guess I want to do it in the Delver constants. Let me pin this quickly. Delver controller. Don't fail me now, Ryder. Go to the, yes, Delver controller dot, no, that's interactor. Equipper is what I want. And equipper constants. Equipper serialized. Okay, so these are the slots for just armor, and I'll make another one for weapon slots. So these are equipable slots. I'm going to really hate myself for the naming in the long run, because now it's all equipable slot. I really want to change this to be armor slot, but I'm worried that it's going to break everything. I'll do it later. So I'll say public enum weapon slot, and I guess just right and left hand, I guess. Right hand, left hand. And these will reference bones. So we'll go and add that now. I often wonder if it's worth doing it like this, where you have like properties for each things. It was 7 years ago. It's been a minute. Armin hasn't done a lot of stuff, but he's back. Hopefully doing some more stuff now. It's always nice when people enjoyed Secret of the Cause. I still feel it was my best work all those years ago, with just those crappy default assets from Kenny. He does make some great assets. And like the most poorly formatted and optimized code you've ever seen, but luckily there was like 2 mechanics, so it didn't need to be that good. I don't think you can get it anymore. It's just so sad. There was like an issue with my Google Play Store. You had to update like the privacy policy, and I did, but it still wouldn't work. Yeah, update rejected, sadly. The 48 people who have that game installed are the only 48 people who will ever be able to play it. Big rip. Still more successful than Above the Stars. It was very, very laggy on phones, I won't lie. I need to change my logo to my current logo. Can I do that? I don't know how to. I don't know if I should have this open on this stream service. I'm gonna accidentally like go into a page where it's just really sensitive details. Ah, thanks. I'm glad someone enjoyed Above the Stars. It did take a minute. It was meant to be a project that lasted like 3 to 6 months, and then yeah, it did not. It lasted way too long, and it was just very confused in general as to what it was trying to be. Prop S. Oop, no, not that. Prop S. These are going to be of type. Actually, let me just do this first. So, serializable dictionary of type weapon slot and a transform, because it's going to be a bone. And then let's make that into a serialized field. And we'll call this weapon slots. Okay. I tried to update it recently, Above the Stars. Like I literally, I created like new planets, new weapons. No way. Hold on to it. Maybe the Secrets of the Cause file will be worth something one day. I have my doubts. But yeah, I tried to update Above the Stars recently, and it was like I added like new like upgrades and new planets and loads of stuff like that, and then I don't know how I was messing with source control, and I was like, oh, okay, let me back it up, and then it just corrupted it, and I was like, okay, this is weird, and I went back, and all the backups were corrupted, so that game's just lost forever now. So no more updates to that. But it is what it is. we move. Maybe I'll. It was like the scene files were corrupted, so all the like the menus were broken, so I'd have to basically remake the entire menu scenes. And, I wasn't about it. I just went straight to a new project, even after all those little updates. Okay, so I got the weapon slots, and back to the equipper. How do I want to do this? I guess I just instantiate it on the weapon slot, and then have a list of weapons that I've instantiated, and then I destroy them when I unequip. I think that might be the play. What does my current unequip look like? Unequip effect. Actually unequips it. Yeah, the alls were a very interesting shout. They would basically just randomly generated, and then you just sell them to give you bonus loot, but I didn't think it was massively necessary. How does the unequip work? Where am I actually unequipping? This just doesn't affect. To do is drop item, yeah. Equipable indexes remove, reset visuals. Okay, yeah, that destroys. Oh, okay, yeah, I can just do that. Destroys all the children of the slot. All right, sweet. I can just do reset visuals on that. Equipable slots, equipable slots. I should extend this and say. Actually, do I want to do that? I could instead just have a slot like the same as the equipable slot there. That might work and make it a lot less complicated. The voice acting was fun. I need to do more of that. I tried making a like choose your own adventure game, and I got like quite into it. I didn't do any voice acting for it. I just did like the story itself because I love writing. So I did like a lot of the story, but never finished the. I never quite finished the story, so I never got onto the voice acting. Even though that's the funnest part. Maybe I'll get back to that someday. But I'd have to finish the story and edit it all. The mechanics were already inbuilt, but it's obviously quite straightforward mechanics. You just click through a story and then click an option and you jump to that other story. Good fun though. Okay, if it's a weapon, then I can do this. Otherwise, do I want to do this? Maybe I just add. I feel like if I add something here, I might mess something up though. Although it's quite a low bar in Secrets of the Cause, but it did improve, yeah. Hopefully the next one will be even better. Like I remember like looking back at Above the Stars now, because when I started production on that was like 2-3 years ago when I started production, and probably more now actually because it's been out for a while. Yeah, the first few like a lot of the voice acting in there, it left much to be desired. But it was fun, and it was my first forte into like. I keep saying, is it forte or foray? I think forte is when you're good at something. My first foray, my first experience with like I did like a lot like voice modulation and stuff to do like the villains, which was quite fun. I love voicing villains. It's all growly. Okay, so we'll add. We've got head, torso, arms, weapon, consumable, throwable. Right hand. Nah, do I want that? Not really. Nah, because that's not the same thing. That's like a weapon slot as opposed to an actual thing slot. So we'll leave that as it was. So we'll have weapon slots that you actually equip on. Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's an extra layer, which is a bit weird, but it's not terrible. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think I've only ever made offline games. This is my first multiplayer game. I don't know how much replayability is though. 3 days, that's a lot of playability. I remember my little brother played it for quite a while as well actually. Finished the story. And I like he kept judging me for my music because I made the music, not all of the music, but I made some of the music for that game as well. And he was like judging my music making abilities. And then like a few days after he finished it, I heard him humming it. I was like, got you. I knew you liked it. It's quite funny. Okay, so we've got weapon object. I kind of want to add that to a slot. So maybe I make a weapon part, struct, public struct, weapon part. Weapon's such a weird word. I always feel like I've spelled it wrong. Where's my armor as well? Let me just copy this over. Actually, I don't need that, do I? Nice. If you ever run out of power, I'm glad to be of entertainment. I wish I had posted that update though. There wasn't any update to the story because I think I ended the story quite nicely. I remember people kept telling me I should like do more with the story because they were sad about the ending. I was like, bro, that's what it is. I love a sad ending. But No, I added more weapons and stuff, so there was actually a bit more gameplay to it, even if there was no more story to it. I can call this there. So weapon object, and then the slots, which will be a prop s weapon slot. We'll just call that slot. So each weapon will have a slot and a game object associated with it, which will be the offset. So hopefully this works. It's always weird doing massive chunks of code like this, because then like I'm doing it all and then testing it in one go. It's always really awkward because it very rarely works. And when it does work, it is like a miracle, but we'll see. We shall see. So it takes the slot for which weapon slot it actually wants to be in. So it is a weapon, and then we can make it derive into different weapon types. We don't really need to. It should also take an override controller, I believe. What can I do with the override controller? I guess that's the best way to change animation. Can I make it so it defaults to something? Probably not. So I don't need to do it like that. A lot of this stream is just me talking in my head, so I don't know how entertaining it is, but feel free to ask me anything to keep you distracted or on topic. I need to find more devs. Like, I need to find junior devs. The LS with his 5 years of experience, I can't help, but I need to find some junior devs in this stream, and then I can answer random questions that I'm actually capable of. Okay. So this will take an array of parts. I can just copy it over from the armor again, I believe. So yeah, equipable parts. Prop S. Armor. No. Weapon part array. Call it weapon parts. And I can change this into an IEnumerable. That should work. I should make this serializable as well, so you can change it in the not serialized field, serializable. So now we can change it in the thing. Okay, so we can now add weapons. Sweet. I've broken down all the armor and weapons into different things. I probably will just break down weapon into normal weapon and weapon type. So maybe I'll have like another enum, public enum, weapon type, and say melee or ranged, and I'll make an abstract weapon type if I can. Public abstract weapon type. Can I just do it like that? Oh, I can't do this because it's not abstract, but I can make this abstract. Is that not working? Serialized fields cannot be abstract. It's not serialized. Let me follow how I've done it with my base. Loop base takes in the name. Where's the slot? A public abstract slot get. I also wish there was a way to get notifications, like little dings if someone joins the chat or messages in chat, because I keep looking over. How's life anyway? People in, if anyone's still watching, anyone up to anything fun? I started this stream way too late. I started at like 10. Tomorrow, from 6 till 2, I will be streaming. I don't know who I'm lying to, maybe myself there. But hopefully I can be more consistent. So I've got the type there. So if I make a great, do I need to? I don't know if I need to break it up into each individual class. I don't think I do. That seems like a waste. I feel like just weapon is fine. And yeah, like melee and ranged, I think that's it. Obviously, I'll make a folder just for like different types of weapons. I'll make a folder for melee weapons. Add directory, melee, add class. I'll just call this melee weapon. Or do I want to leave the breaking up there? No, I don't. It's nice to have different levels of abstraction. So weapon, melee weapon. That comes from weapon and implements the missing members. And we'll just say type.melee. And this should also probably be abstract. And then I can make different inheritors for this, which I don't need to put in their own things, but I probably should. Whatever, we'll do it. So we'll say great swords, add great swords. And I won't add another layer here, I'll just call this basic great sword. So I'll make, actually maybe I should. No, I won't, because I don't need to add anything more. So this will just be the basic class for it. So basic greatsword in here, or maybe we'll call it dull greatsword. And this will be a melee weapon. Is that nice for a greatsword? Does that have to be 2 words? Interesting. And this should be edit, rename, great swords. Okay, so yeah, I'll just have one for each class. Nah, that doesn't make sense, because I'm not supposed to have a melee weapon like instantiated. I guess I could just get rid of the dull greatsword. Let's just delete this. We'll just have the melee weapon, and we won't make the melee weapon abstract. We'll just make it a normal class. Okay. I think the equipable thing works without whether it's armor or not. So it should still work. It feels weird making something of type melee weapon though. Even though it's probably fine. Like, fair enough, arms, head, legs. Actually, even then, they could all just be types of armor. It doesn't need to be armor, you know? Actually, no, this does, because obviously these take the slots. But yeah, this is as far as it needs to go, really. Can I... Yeah, that works. Let me copy this over. Oh. Where's my melee weapon gone? Melee weapon. Okay, that looks okay. So I think that's not too bad. Let's make another one of these. So if I go armor, weapons, if it ever compiles. So I'll make a little weapon. I'll grab it, I need to open my Delver Manager. Search in all. So here's the Greatsword clone. How do I want to do this? I need to have a folder for prefabs, the weapons. Maybe I should have done it all like this. No, the other way works better with skin meshes. But maybe, yeah, I guess I just have a folder for the yeah, we'll just make it more customizable. So I'll add it here, and we'll just make another prefab. So we've got the scriptable object, and we've also got the prefab for it. So if I go to scriptable objects and I go create Abaro equipable, we should probably switch these to armors and weapons. Yeah, let's do that. I put weapon, melee. Where's my armor gone? Let me put this back here. Armor, head armor, leg armor, and feet, torso armor. I thought it was feet, but it's not, it's torso. So that is all the armors. Okay. Just make it a bit more organized in my little creation menu thing. Play. Let's see how that goes. So, no, not play. What am I doing? To instinctual there. Create Abaro equipable weapon, melee weapon. Boom. Okay, so as the display object, which I guess I don't really need, but I'll keep maybe. Actually, I guess you probably may need it. And we'll call this dull great sword. And these all have leg armor. I should probably rename these 00 just to stay true to the naming schemes. Consistency is always useful. Oh shit. Oh god, what was this? Bare arms. Bare arms. Do 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 do. Dull greatsword. Okay, so let's go grab this. Actually, let me lock this here. This will probably just change attack, I guess. Attack speed. There's no attack damage. Interesting. How would I not think of that? Also, don't know if I really want to do attack speed. Then I have to worry about animation speed, which isn't terrible. Yeah, I mean, I could do. when I equip it, I just change the attack speed of the thing. Currently, like, I'm not using much of this. Yeah, on change, I wouldn't do like each access. Actually, I guess you could, right? I don't entirely know how network variables work. I feel like they're just normal variables that, upon updating, change their value across the network. So I don't think they're that expensive, unless I'm changing them loads, obviously. But that shouldn't happen. It's just anytime you equip or dequip something, so that should be fine. Or anytime you lose health, but then that's necessary. And you'll handle it client side, so hopefully a bit lighter on the server who's already doing everything else. So let's change this into an actual thing. So that location's fine, that's where it needs to be locked in place. I'll call this dull greatsword. 0 dull greatsword. And then under prefabs, let me make another folder for this. Great swords. Oh. Create folder, melee. There we go. Bit more abstraction there. So now we have weapons, we have melee weapons, we have great swords. We don't really need to have anything beyond melee, but maybe, I don't know, in the future, I don't know. It was no harm in doing it, and more organization is better. So we'll say 00.greatsword, and we'll say each one should have a thing is, each one should have a override, an animation override, because if you have a different weapon you want a different animation. But I can't think I can equip that in script. So like, it can't just be like, here's the slot for the animation. Although actually I could. Oh, actually no, I could do that. On the equipper I could have all the animations, all the animation controllers. Maybe I do that. That might be okay. No, it's fine. I'll just put it on each thing, because you never know. Maybe one great sword has a different like special attack kind of thing, and you never know. It's not a big a deal. Again, I think putting stuff on scriptural objects is quite lightweight. Unless ChatGPT has lied to me, and they would never do that, would it? That's not how that works. It's just the most honest and helpful tool in the world. So, great sword, dull great sword, melee, equipable. Maybe I should split this into a gameplay stream so I can have a break and just smash Pacific Drive, which I have been loving. Good fun. I love all the sort of survivally crafty games. Let's go for what do we want to go for? Where are we? We were going to make a prefab, so let me do that here actually. Weapons, melee, greatsword, dull greatsword, projects, assets, prefabs, maps. It wouldn't be an actor, would it? Oh, maybe it would. Equipable, loot. Nah, that's not an actor. It would just be loot. Loot. Weapons. Loot, weapons. I guess I just organize it the same way I did there. So, folder, melee, and then great swords. and then we just drag that here. Dull greatsword. Okay, so that's the weapon, I guess. How do I want to do this? I don't really want to give it a mesh collider, because then when you're doing like swinging and stuff, it's going around, and I'd rather just have a hit scan, so when it triggers an attack, like X area in front of you takes damage kind of thing. So you have like a cone attack kind of thing. I think that might be good, but also colliders are just like, you know, they're decent. They get the job done. Do colliders. BRB, 1 second. I need to create some sort of way to, like, say, hey, I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned. The BRB is no longer BRB. Should grab more water, missed opportunity. Okay, so the dull greatsword is now a prefab. I need to go into the Delver manager, no, the equipper, yep. And so here's the right hand, and here's the left hand. Blep, 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 and L. So those are those things set up. And if I go apply, save. Where's the save button? There we go. Save. So that should be okay there now. But yeah, don't know if I want to do it in terms of, oh, he hit them with the actual sword. Which would be maybe easy, because then you just handle, like, you know, on trigger enter kind of things, and you just do stuff based off the sword itself. Or you do everything via the Delver controller, and then you say, oh, hey, we do a hit scan attack, and we found this many characters, and you pass that into the Delver manager, and you say, do an attack on these characters in front of you. That probably will be easier. You just animate it with in the animator window. You just show when to do an attack for like multiple attacks, because some attacks happen multiple times. Like you swing the sword around, it's like, so you could say on this frame trigger an attack, and on this frame, and on this frame. I wonder if anyone's going to watch this in the future. If that would be helpful. It needs to become less rambly, if so, because 90% of it, as I said, is just me talking to myself in my head. What else we got? So we've got these slots done. We've got the weapon made. Let me actually add it into here. So this can be both the display object and the weapon part. So this will go in the right hand, and that'll be the object. That looks okay. And we'll say I'm usually more creative, I swear. Dull, great sword. And yeah, I don't know why I don't have a. Do I have a different types, like magic damage? Yeah, I have fire damage, shock damage, poison damage, but no just physical damage, which is weird. Like magic damage you don't need, you can just go into any of these can all be magic damage. Or do they want them to be magical damage? Maybe I'll just call it blunt damage. I think I'll call it physical damage. Yeah, fuck it. Okay. God, where's this come from? Oh. I've opened the usages window. This wasn't my ideal. I wanted to go weapon. Equipable. These each have combat stats. Combatant constants combat stat. So we got poison, attack speed, armor. This should go down to. Give me 1 second to return. I'll be right back. Yeah, I really need a proper like BRB screen. Maybe I'll make that now. I don't know. Give me 1 sec. I keep getting caught. One of these times I'm definitely going to forget to turn my mic back on. It's going to be very awkward. Okay, where was I? We've got attack speed, thorns, that's more under armor. Okay, so I'll say shock damage, shock resist, fire damage, fire resist, poison stacking. Why is it poison stacking? I guess because it was how many stacks of poison you apply? Or is it? It should just be poison damage, surely. It should just be poison damage and poison resist. And maybe like have debuff stacks for each one, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I want to have this all here. It seems weird to have it all just a massive list of enums. But also quite like, I feel like on the other hand, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Like, just go for the easiest solution. Often I try to do stuff and it ends up very convoluted. Knockback seems like something I don't really care about either. But it's there for now. Attack speed. I'll say physical damage. This is going to apply to all like everything. Everything's going to have this. Physical resist. Like every single enemy will have this have these stats. Why does the mic pick that up so much? That's weird. It's not that loud. Okay. So it'll have physical damage and physical resist because it's every armor piece and weapon will change this, and these are basically the stats on each player. So each player will have its own physical damage and also its physical resist against physical damage. If that makes sense. I feel like I don't need to add this summary. It's not like, that confusing. It all just works per tick. I don't know how poison's going to work. I guess every time you get hit with a debuff, you have that debuff for like 5 seconds maybe, and it refreshes to that. Obviously you don't want to add, you can add to, I don't know. No, yeah, that makes sense. So it refreshes the debuff every time. I think that's the best way to do it. So if you're on fire, you take more damage, and something like fire damage wouldn't stack. You'd refresh the debuff, but it would only ever just be the max fire damage you take, I think. So you obviously don't replace it with a lower damage. Same with shock, but I don't think shock damage will actually be a damage thing. Maybe it'll be a certain amount and now you're stunned. If you had freeze. Or maybe shock damage could just be the same as fire damage, but with just a different effect and different resistances. Might be cool. And poison damage, I think, would stack. So every time you deal poison damage, not only does it refresh the poison buff, but it also increases the amount of poison damage they take. Maybe with DR. But that's all balancing issues way in the future. Let's just work on making something that works and is fun for now. Got a lot of stuff there. Probably not going to use that much for a while. So we got the attack speed and the attack damage. I think attack speed of 0 will just be just normal. and then otherwise it'll be plus or minus some sort of attack speed. It'll just be the speed of the animation, I guess. So 1 attack speed will be twice as fast as 0 attack speed. If that makes sense. The minimum, of course. So where was I? I've got the sword here, so I can apply some damage to it. Not that it matters now. I think the default health is like 100 I'm aiming for at level 1, so maybe an enemy will have half that. Yeah, like half that. You could have mana as well, or you could even have energy. You can have, that's the thing. I like this kind of system because you have loads of different stats, and then you only show whichever stat you have. So if your total mana is above 0, then you show mana. Otherwise, you just hide that field. So like only mages, only someone who picks up weapons that turn them into a mage will even have a mana stat to look at. That's quite cool. And you can maybe have it above their heads, or I'd probably just have it above the like here. Can I not see the mouse? Have I got mouse capture turned off? That's not very helpful, is it? There you go. It's entire time. I don't know why I'd have mouse capture turned off. So I need to grab some water, really. Fucking very parched. Where were we? I keep saying where were we because I've lost my train of thought. I don't know how I'm going to do this tomorrow for like 6 hours. The plan was just to do. The plan is to go from 6 till 2, but I'm doing it from like 10 till 2, and I'm knackered. Not even like 10. It's probably like 11. Okay, so we got the great sword. We'll slap 10 attack damage on it, physical damage on it, and then we'll make a little test script to throw it in a loot orb. Let me grab the game manager. God. Oh, see, this is the annoying thing. I have to click through to Abaro. I wish there was a back button here. Oh. So you got loot tables. We need to change the loot table for weapons. I don't really need one for melee weapons and range weapons. I think I can just do weapons. So we got the. Let me put a header there for map parts. Map parts has start segments, regular segments, which is between them, the big segments with multiple connections, and then treasure segments. Or I could call it dead ends, but we'll call it treasure segments. Or maybe even bonus rooms. And a boss segment, so the players to have a main, so you have the start segment where you just like an intro room, and that goes into the regular segment, which will be the main big segment. They'll have like 3-4 exits, and then each of those exits will go into a treasure segment where there'll be either maybe like a little mini fight, or just like a bonus loot or something like that, all picked out by the dungeon master. He'll drag a card and he'll make it in that place, kind of thing. Basically, like the plan is to have it so there's a door, and then you have to defend that door for like 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, the dungeon master gets to pick which room's going to go there. Otherwise, it'll be the default room, like the first pick. And after you've done all but one door, then the boss segment, the boss door will open up, and the dungeon master will be able to choose what boss is going to be there. So that would be quite cool, I think. And once you finish that boss, it'll lead into another start segment, or straight into another regular segment. And yeah, you'll repeat that I think maybe 3 times, and each boss will have the abilities of the last boss, or some ability of the last boss. And yeah, I think that'll be quite cool overall. Maybe, who knows. Yeah, so that's the idea behind it. So we'll say prop s weapon. No? Cannot perform action too complex. What? So now you have another one for weapons, and we can just drag that onto there. Da, 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 da. Ooh, my Kotsubayashi is arriving today. Katsubushi. I don't know how to pronounce it. These little fish flakes that you make dashi with. I love that. I made ramen yesterday, it was 10-10. It's an array, isn't it? No, it is not. Reload. Reload. Do I want to separate them? Not really. I think I will actually just take this out of here. Put it straight into weapons. I think that's a bit nicer. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you don't need too much abstraction. Too much abstraction is a waste of time. And it just gets confusing. Where was the weapons? Boom, weapons. Dull greatsword, melee weapon. So everyone will start with the dull greatsword. I think that'll be good. Until I change it into a different weapon. Maybe I should put 0-1 dull greatsword, because I think 0-0 should be fists, which I do have to work on at some point. But anyway, back to code. Yay, code. Let's go into the equipper. Reset visuals. I have to change this. So, because the slot will be different. There is no slot for. There's no weapon slot. I'm really focusing around having 2 weapons, which I didn't know is the play. It's all this thing has come across the fact that, oh, maybe one day I'll have like dual daggers or something. But yeah, I had to implement a whole new system. But on the other hand, better to write it that way, and then it's expandable. You never know. And it's not being able to be like what, an hour extra, if that. Coding always feels really slow until you're doing it, and you're like, oh, I've only been working for like 3-4 hours and got an entire weapon system implemented, so it's actually not terrible progress. When you put your head down, at least, usually when I'm coding, it's just endless distractions and I'm just watching stuff on the side. This is why I'm streaming so good. Even if no one's watching, it's just like, it keeps me in check. I can pretend people are watching, and obviously they don't want to see me just like sit down and just look at Psych on the second monitor. Although I would recommend that show, very funny. I'm watching it for the second time. If it's a weapon, no, let me do this one's first. So if brackets equipable is armor, then we want to do this. Else, if equipable is weapon, we want to do weapon dot slot no, not type, no, where was the this has to take in a weapon slot as well, right? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Oh god, how am I doing this? The destroy all children thing was easy. Oh, well, actually no, this is easy. What am I talking about? This is very easy. If it's a weapon, if it's an armor, you destroy all. Actually, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that's fine. And then you do if. Oh shit! No. If slot equals weapon. Can I iterate through a dictionary? Oh god. For each weapon slots. For each key value pair. For each key value pair weapon slot in weapon slots. Weapon slots dot value dot destroy all children. Okay, so this will just if you're equipping a weapon, you'll get rid of all the other weapons essentially. Yes. So the reset visual should work in either case. Reset visuals on unequip. Okay, so unequip works either way. Equipable. If there's nothing there, it returns. If there is something there, reset visuals removes it from that slot. If you're the owner, it does the unequip effect. Okay, so all that seems like it's relatively okay, I believe. I think seems okay. All right, not crazy here. So now all I need to worry about is the equip. Which is set visuals as opposed to reset visuals. It's nice only having to change these things. It's nice having all there. So set visuals. So instead of for each equipable part, we want to do for each. In weapon dot parts. Have I not made it public? I have not. Parts for each variable in weapon parts, and I should make a boolean for I should hold the current weapon for each variable, each weapon part in weapon parts. We need to instantiate. We don't need to do any of this. All we need to do is this. Weapon slots part dot slot. It's not public. And we want to instantiate the weapon slot dot object. No, we don't want to instantiate the part dot weapon object at weapon slots part dot slot. Oh god, that's a lot of code. What's that deep? Okay. I mean, sure, why not? Maybe one day I'll have consumables, I'll do something else, I guess. It's just nice to have it as a switch statement. Again, all about expandability. I could make this into add a default here as well. Unhandled equipable type. If this works, I will be pleasantly surprised. I will call it a good day. Mainly because I haven't actually added anything to equip it yet. Need to put that in up here. Dot weapon 0. Okay, so this should now equip weapon 0, and we haven't actually added anything like any weapon details, so obviously I'll call another weapon equip thing on the controller. I'll call I'll add a class with weapon equip, and then I'll pass in a weapon to that. And then it can set like, oh, are we melee, are we ranged, what's the override controller, that kind of stuff. That'll be good. Right now I don't even have a override controller, but it's nice to try and get it into a working state as soon as possible, and it's already been ages, but again, all this was reliant on each other, so let's play Crit Relay. I accidentally opened that thing. Did it work? I can't see because I've got this thing. I don't think it worked. Parameter slot, actual value was weapon. Parameter name slot, unhandled equipable. Interesting. Actual value was weapon. Oh, I haven't added it to here. Have I not made this public? I have not. Oh, see, that's why I love error logs. See, just got me straight there. Showed me that I had to add it to the search loot table feature, and then boom. But that bodes well. Why is this look like that? Add missing arms. Oh no, I don't want to do that. They're there for a reason. The code correction is trying to get me to add a case for everything, but if I did that, then I wouldn't have got the error. Or I might have, but I'd have to add it in. Yes, there we go. So it equips the thing. Does it feel good? Do I need to lower the thing time? Also, it's a bit, does a little jerky movement at the end. Don't know why. Maybe it needs to get out of this animation a bit quicker. Go back to idle a bit sooner. I'm still doing it. There we go. I think it just needs to be a bit. That's okay. Is it still jerking? Maybe like here. Still a little bit jerky. Where does the actual thing end? So from here we can start going back to idle. Close the preview. Can make it a bit longer from either side, make it a bit more flowy. That's it. of course, I hope this doesn't change too much based on the animation I put in, because it has to match all of them. But I guess we'll see. The thing is, this animation was meant to be a crouched one, so it's a bit weird now. Because the legs don't change. So it doesn't actually get low. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I need to worry less about perfectionism and more just doing it, you know? Okay. It's currently 2. And I said I would call it there, because otherwise I'll stay forever and be late and not go gym, which I need to do. Does the Delver Manager have access to the controller? I'll just add a to-do on the Delver Manager. I might do this off camera when I get back from gym, or I might just do it later. I don't want to know the equipper is where I want it. So maybe I put it here. On set, is it set visuals? No, I want to do it on, I could do it here. But it makes a bit more sense to do it here. Yeah, see, I have like the if head armor. I realize I could say if equipable is head armor. Make this look better. Head armor.avatar slot type. It should only be on head armor. Oh, it is on head armor. Oh, blaze. Oh. Where am I getting it equipable from? Yeah, okay, that doesn't work. Just making sure. Okay, so yeah, that looks a bit nicer. And then I'll say if equipable is weapon, and then I'll say to do Delver controller dot equip. Oh, I'll say set weapon, and then I'll put weapon here. So that'll be the thing for next time, or when I'm back I'll implement this. Thank you for, if I again don't know if anyone's still here, but thank you to LS and Nez Nano for watching and commenting. You helped me feel less insane for a few moments as I just as I spoke to myself. And if anyone's watching this on YouTube in the future, just as a background watch, I hope it was entertaining, if not educational. I don't know if it could have been educational. Yeah, gonna try and start streaming from 6 to 2 UTC, or whatever our time zone is in London, every day. I feel like consistency is good, so come drop by and yeah, just come ask questions, or ask questions in the comments and I'll try and answer them next time. I'd like if you see something that looks cool or you're interested in, like, oh, how does the, I don't know, how does the serializable dictionary work, or something like that, then yeah, just let me know. Until then, thanks for watching.